So we're getting things finished up on the Enterprise here, and just figured I'd go over something real quick. Don't see very many people address it. I know a lot of people out there are afraid of doing lights and electronics and everything like that in their models, but as you see everybody doing them, it's pretty simple to do. And what I'm going to show you here is just how easy to put a switch in. Well, the first thing you do, of course, is you're gonna, let me rearrange everything here. You're gonna have your base, and some people do a single pole into the base. Some people do plugs. It all depends on what I have in hand. Right now, I'm doing a plug that goes in there, and it's a little bit smaller than the one that fits in here, so it'll twist around a little bit. In the back or in the front, however you prefer to display it, you drill out your hole for your switch. Real simple, all right? So the switch basically is wired up. Right here's your switch. And you can pretty much run this in on the hot line or in on the ground line. I usually just run it in between the ground line. So basically, if you look right here, this is my 9-volt battery clip. And I have my positive wire going off of there, which is going to go all the way up here through the model, through the pole, and connect and light up everything up there. Now, the ground line is basically going to come off of there, and it's going to go on to one pole of the switch, solder that in, and then I'm going to come off the other pole of the switch. You can see the wire here, and it's going to get tied into the mess of ground or black wires that are coming down out of the model. So really all it's doing is just on, off, on, off, on, off. It's just basically completing the circuit right there. So got my power supply hooked up here, 9 volts. So I'll turn that on. So the plugs down here are representing a 9-volt battery. So all I'm going to do is flick the switch on, and if you look up, we've got power. Off, on, off, on. So again, it's real simple. Doesn't matter if you want to put the brake in the middle of the power line or in the middle of the ground line. All you need to do is just wire a brake in there. Now you can't go directly from, well, let's see, how can I explain this? I have a lot of excess wire here I'm going to get rid of and clean up. So I guess the biggest thing is, this is just for the simple circuit. Now, a lot of people are doing stuff with boards and everything like that, and things are going to get more complicated. So this is just going to be your basic power setup with 2 poles coming out, 1 switch for power on and off, running off of a battery. Now, if you're running this off of an AC adapter, same concept applies. All you need to do is basically cut one of your cords in half, either your power side or your ground side on your AC adapter, and put the switch in between there. That's really all there is to it. Now, as far as the Enterprise goes, decals are on, all the lights are working. I need to do some touch-up painting, and I also need to do some sanding, and I need to do some window filling. So there's a lot left to do on it still, but as you can see, she's up and running, and we're going to get this thing knocked out here hopefully in the next couple days. So we will be right back with another episode. Well, here we are, back with the 1701 TOS Enterprise 1/1000 scale, and it's all done. Now, I had a heck of a time hiding, shaky cam, hiding this decal. I should have cut off a lot of the carrier film. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it to hide. So what I ended up doing was a lot of heavy weathering, which doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too good. You know, I carried it on to the back there, and to the underside. Decals, the rest of them went on good. The lighting is really nice. I really like the RGB bulbs, even though they're not in sync. The SMDs in here are really nice. I like using them a lot better than the fiber optics now because they're viewable from so many different angles. Turn the light on here and let you see it in the light without the lights on. So as you can see, it's not horribly bad. I mean, if you look at the 350 scale decals, the weathering decal set that they sell for them, which I've never seen anybody actually use, but they really are heavily weathered. So, you know, the weathering, you know, starts at the back on the bottom here, lined up everything as good as I can. I used a couple different methods, a couple different kinds of paints. I used this, some Model Color Smoke. I used some Panzer Gray, Model Air. I used a little bit of Mr. Thinner to kind of brush and blend it all in. I used a little bit of pigments. Some of it I even wore down to the primer, like right there. So, all in all, it's taken me, a long time to do this because of summertime and such. But I am glad that it's done because now I have, a bunch of empty bottles over there. But I have the Fine Molds X-Wing ready to go. And any day, the Bandai X-Wing should be showing up. Which, in case you didn't know, Bandai has got the rights and is redoing all the Star Wars kits. So I'm going to start a build up on that one and build up as much as I can without completing the whole thing and do the Bandai one at the same time when it gets here. So that way we can do a comparison and see if people should go with the new Bandais or maybe stick with the older true tested fine mold kits. So that's going to be it. We'll see you guys in the next one.